Good morning, everyone. I was thinking about what might be helpful to talk about today and thought that, how can we use our practice of Buddhism to help us at this particular time? So, we've been in lockdown now for a few weeks. I think it's 4 weeks now, it's 3 or 4 weeks. And that's quite a long time to be living the kind of life that you're probably not used to living. Being at home a lot, and if you're living with other people, being on top of each other all the time. If you're living alone, experiencing that aloneness, that degree of being on your own, it's quite it's a massive difference to your usual life, probably. So, how can we apply in a very practical way what we have learnt about Buddhism? And the first thing I was thinking of was moments of mindfulness or minutes of mindfulness. It's something I talk about quite a lot. So, most of us multitask all the time. We're doing not just one thing at a time, but several things at a time. And in a way, we're encouraged to do that. I notice that I've only had a smartphone. I think they're called smartphones for some months. But I notice that one is encouraged to almost have multiple screens, even on a single mobile. To be moving your eyes between one thing and another. So I think it's very unfortunate for our mind when we do that, because all the time we're filling our mind, we're cramming our mind with more and more things, more and more things to do, but also information to take in. And that's very hard then to expect ourselves to sit down when we meditate and have a calm, spacious, clear mind. That's not going to happen. We can't expect our meditation to be totally different to our life. And at the moment, we've got this incredible opportunity. It is an opportunity because if we can make the best of this time, then we can really find some spaciousness, some openness, some clarity. So, moments or minutes of mindfulness. So, this is very simple practice. First thing is you do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. If you're eating your breakfast, eat your breakfast. Look at your breakfast. Taste your breakfast. Appreciate your breakfast. Be aware of the colour, the texture, the taste. Be aware of how quickly or slowly you're eating your breakfast. So when you have your breakfast, don't have on the radio or the television. It might not seem to be doing two things at once, but it is. You're dividing your attention. And really, you cannot taste your breakfast in the same way if you are doing something else at the same time, like listening to the news, perhaps. And as I've advised before, I would really recommend news only once a day at the moment, because it only feeds anxiety. So you've finished your breakfast. Before you start another task, 1 minute or preferably even 2 minutes of bringing your attention to your body and to the breath in the body. It's very simple. We just sit and we breathe. And we feel that breath coming into the body and leaving the body. It's a practice of mindfulness. Practice experiencing exactly those sensations right now. It doesn't matter if they're comfortable or uncomfortable, whatever they are, it's bringing attention to. That is the real significant thing. So when we've done that for a minute, or preferably 2 minutes, maybe we wash up. So when we wash up, once again, we don't do anything else. We don't try and have a conversation. If we've got somebody with us, we don't listen to the radio, we're washing up, we're feeling the water, we're feeling the temperature of the water, we're looking at the clean knives and forks, cutlery, crockery that comes out of the bowl, and we look at it and we take notice of it. I mean, it sounds ridiculously simple, but believe me, most of the time we don't do it. We don't do it. We treat, for example, something like the washing up maybe, as something that we're not very keen on doing. We're going to do it as quickly as we can and get it out the way. So we can often see it as something that we do before we do something else. So it's like, yeah, I'll do that when I've done the washing up. But actually, the washing up can be a very pleasurable experience if we allow ourselves to fully experience it. So I would say that most things we do in our life are pleasurable if we fully let ourselves experience it. So in our mind, we divide things up into, I like doing this, I don't like doing that. And in a way, there's no reality to those thoughts at all. It's just habit. So we finish washing up, and now we've thought about writing a letter. And actually, what a great time to write a letter using a pen and paper. What a great time to do that. Because usually we're just knocking out emails, and emails are not a great way to communicate. Not to communicate anything that's really significant or difficult or deep. You know, they're so easy to do and press that send key. But actually to sit down and ponder what one might like to write. Maybe you could write to a friend that you haven't written to for a long time. Maybe they've never seen your handwriting. So use this time well, and have those moments of mindfulness. Try doing one thing at a time. And have mindfulness of body and breath in between each thing that you do. So that's one very simple thing. And it's deceptively simple. You might think, well, I know all that. But do you actually do it? So here's an opportunity for you to do something that normally you don't have time in your life for. Or you think you don't. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. You probably heard Tashi comment there. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Bye.